on our page, guys. If you hear these words, then probably you're watching it in recording because we only starting to gain our audience. Now we have no notifications for live stream. So if you can like and repost this live stream right now, you will help us to, and you will help people to find us. And we have our first viewer. Let's go. And yeah, don't forget to like and repost because also today we have Eva giveaway. We're doing it every Friday, and this is our fourth episode. Imagine, so it's kind of month that we're doing these live streams, which is huge. And these live streams where we talk not about crypto, but about life, about love, about dating, about just usual human stuff, and that's how we educate our sponsor of this live stream. It's Eva AI token that's growing in price just insanely. And today, Star Lord, I asked you in DMs, like, I just noticed that we have some staking for Eva, and I'm like, maybe I need to do this. Can you tell us about that? And maybe I can screen share and show it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, welcome everyone to another episode of Dating Against Humanity. Pretty excited to have everybody here. My phone is super excited too. And yeah, with Eva, it's a new token on virtuals. It's doing pretty good for early financial advice. There's something right now where you can earn free virtual token that gets you basically free allocation on upcoming launches on their Genesis. So shout outs to them and shout out to the lovely panel that we have here. Super excited.
I'm excited too. So, wait, just for me, I can stake EVA on the side and get mystery stake bonuses, something like multiplier and everything, right?
Well, we don't have native staking yet for EVA, so that's coming, but it's staking on the Virtuals platform. So you get
Okay,
the
okay.
free Virgin points that give you, benefits for staking. But it's like free money because you get free token for all the other launches that are coming.
Oh, that's pretty dope. So,
Yeah.
guys,
I'm a virtual staker. I can attest. It's a really cool system and protocol that you all have set up.
Nice.
I never did it. I never did it before, so you guys need to tell me everything later about that. But let's just make a vibe check. How are you guys? And please introduce yourself. Tell me who you are. And oh my God, this is Friday and late night for me and DJ Mike. We don't go in on any date today, seems like. And you, everyone who have the morning right now, you still have a chance. So, Star Lord, how are you today?
I'm
Any
good.
plans weekend?
No dating today. I'm chilling. I got so much work to do. I'm just been vibe coding till like 5 a.m. every day. But I'm happy. Things are good.
Awesome. Kappa, I see you next. Please introduce yourself and yeah, what's your plans on the weekend? Tell us.
Well, what's up, guys? So yeah, I'm Cap09, been in this space since 2021. I go by Steadfast in the hip hop industry. I just launched a project called Monos on Ape Chain. So it's a collection of 2070 anime style PFPs, and we're pretty much unraveling a cyber dystopia through art and music. So yeah, that's pretty much the intro, and also, well, as far as this weekend, I'm just gonna be working on a few things for the project, correcting some issues with the metadata and things like that. Yeah, just some work, and we're planning for something big coming next week.
Oh my God, I'm a part of community and I can't wait to for the future drops and everything that you're preparing for us. I know that it will be huge, so I can't wait. Mike, hi. How are you today? And please introduce yourself and your plans for the weekend. Damn, I
Yeah,
can.
I'm a bit tired today. I just came back from work. I want to say hour and a half ago. Yeah, no, it's been really hot here in London, but yeah, no, I'm cool. It's fun to learn about a new project. Ira introduced about this project here. So it looks really cool. I want to look into it more. I have a meme coin wifey, which have NFTs, pixel NFTs, and um, yeah, there was a first collection that minted out a while ago, and yeah, we have coffee with it. I do poker streams. We have a lot of collabs with it, and yeah, for Luke there, our project's also in the trenches. So I know he's a big holder of the Toads in the Trenches and the Baked Apes. I'm a co-founder of the Trenches as well. So yeah, I'm excited to learn about everyone else here. I can't see anyone. All your cameras turned off
Right.
for some reason. But
Seriously?
yeah. No, this is something different for me. I'm normally used to DJing spaces and streams. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about something serious once.
Oh my God, you can be unserious. Believe me, everything is good. Just be yourself. I love you so much. And yeah, DJ Mike Project Wifey, he call everyone wifey on his timeline. So don't be jealous if he called you and then you seen that he's calling someone else. Everything is good. He has his own token and everything. So that is awesome. And his community probably the most active on crypto Twitter that I saw because they chat all the time, like super blowing by messages and everything. So Mike, you're doing a great job. Thank you for your vibes, and you're always super unique. I'm happy that you joined today. So thank you.
No,
And
thank you.
yeah, next I passing mic to Shields. How are you today, dear?
Hello. Hi. GBC Friday, everybody. I'm doing really good. I'm Shills. I've been in the space for about a year and a half, but I've been in, the product world and art world, basically my whole life. Um, and then grew up on coding and DOS from the old systems with my grandma back in the 80s. So I get it honest and also showing my age. But I'm super heavy into art. But more than that, I'm actually into humanity. And one of my biggest missions in life is actually working to help further humanity for the greater good and help people be more successful. I call it confidence coaching. So I'm like really good at pulling out what you already have inside of you and helping you kind of relate to yourself, if you will, and get in touch with your own energy that's inside to make you successful. Because you're your only roadblock, to be quite honest.
Wait, is it some NFT like crypto project, or is it something that you're doing in your
No,
life?
yeah, no, it's a theory, my own. The terminology, what's in it for we, is not new, right? I didn't make that up. But for my own personal trademark that I'm working on with the slang, what's in it for we, is really about turning me into we, and meaning when you think of anything that you might want in this world, before you just go ask somebody for something to get you what you want, stop first and think what is it that they're going to get by giving this to you. And then you go to them and present that. Hey, did you know you could do this? Let me show you how. And then hit them with the you need this from them, because you have now shown them that you respect them. You have now shown them that you've given the time and the care to actually really give a shit about the outcome, because they kind of are the outcome, if that makes sense. And I've been working on this for years. I've been coaching people. I've been teaching a lot of different methodologies and trying different things. And I finally decided to rip the Band-Aid off and just start, talking about it more. I'm working on getting it trademarked. I've got my white paper almost finished. I've been using Grok to do it, so that way it's all out there in the world and everybody else who looks for it can find that I'm the one who talked about it first. Um, until all the legal stuff's out of the way. So I've been building the brand. I've actually launched the X account. It's called What's in It for We. By Shills. If you go see it, you'll see my vibey avatar, my brand. So I'm trying to be as consistent as I can, so folks know it's me.
Oh my
And I'll be
God, I
talking
can't
about it
wait.
more. I
I
am going to
can't
write about
wait
it.
for our private call, and I'm sure, guys, you're all jealous to me right now because I'm sure it will be an amazing conversation. And she's super happy to have you here. It's a truly honor because I really respect what you're building in the space with your art, with your projects, with everything that every support that you give into projects that I am related to. So thank you so much for joining. It really means a lot. And
Sorry,
yeah.
Ira, I'm just gonna leave and come back because I can't see anyone. on my
Okay,
screen.
okay, okay, okay. It's
Yeah.
probably hell to see no one on the on the stream. So yeah, of course, feel free. And next I'm passing mic to Luke. Luke, hi, how are you today?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm great. Thank God it's Friday. Do you say GVC Friday? Is that an
yeah.
acronym for just, well, yeah, good vibes because it's Friday,
I
indeed.
did. Yeah, I'm
Um,
good vibes club. Yeah, I'm a very active member. That's my vibey for my
Yeah.
brand. Yeah.
I have I have the wrong hat on, but my other hat, I think I have a little penguin right here. My other hat has like Pingu and then the GVC Shaka from the New York Pens. But yeah,
Hey, look at
Oh my
that,
God,
baby! Look
guys,
at
this is
that!
so
He goes everywhere
cool.
I
yeah, you're repping good. But yeah, I'm Luke. I have a dog walking and sitting business. That's my IRL thing. I live in SoCal, a lot of good vibes here. Sunshine as I'm laying out to get some vitamin D as we do this, surfing. I got back into Web3 when I saw that I had a Pingu airdrop. Came to Abstract from there, and Abstract's been a majority of where I've spent my time and where I'm spending not the majority of my time, like the entirety of my time going forward, to be honest, because of the opportunity I see and the community that I love and products, product market fit, everything. And I'm co-founder of Pupils that some people, I don't know who's listening or watching right now, someone may know of it, people may not, but we've been really quiet for months now, like since right around ETH Denver time, and we're about to relaunch completely different. So stay tuned for that. But for now, let's talk about love.
Oh my God, did you showed already your art on the timeline? I don't think I saw this.
I mean, there's art on the page, but actually, the current page that's tagged in my bio is about to be completely swept and restarted. We changed the name already, just from Pupils NFT to the Pupils, but you'll, I'll tell you later. So if you go look right now, everything that's like a last look before things get deleted, but it's like anything you see now is going to be kind of irrelevant.
I
Anyway,
see, I see. It's like comic book style story, or what is it?
well, that's like everything right now is going to be deleted, and the new branding will be completely different.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, we need to talk about it a bit more with
Not
you
today, though.
privately
Not today.
too. Yeah, not
Yeah,
today.
let's talk
Uh,
about love.
Thank you so much, Gigio, for managing this live stream. He's one of my favorite person in the world. He's so talented. He developing his own project, and now he managing this live stream, telling you guys that you need to make your videos horizontal. Thank you so much. Appreciate
We
you.
love you, Dijo.
And guys, don't forget to repost this live stream. That's how you participate in giveaway of tokens. And of course, don't be shy to share your opinion and participate in conversation. We will read your comments and we'll. Mike, can you see everyone right now?
Yeah, yeah, I can see
Oh,
now. I was
thank
just
you,
going to
guys.
ask actually, Shields and Luke, because um, yeah, yeah, I've got quite into like the Web3 art community, like fairly recent times, and there's an art competition going on at the moment. Actually, I'm one of the judges. It's on Skirpy, so I don't know. You guys might want to check that out because it's going to be pretty cool. I think. I don't know. The entries might have the cutoff point might have been today actually. So that was a bit of a waste of time. But hope if not, then yeah, you might want to check it out because yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool prizes and exposure and everything.
Oh, I need to send it to my friend who is an artist. I think you're all having a friends artist who would like to, yeah, participate in it. Anyway, guys, back to our conversation. Today we wanted to talk with you about family and how it affected on your love life, because it's super important. And I came up with this conversation because today we were chatting in a Zuki chat and we started talking and sharing our love stories, and we've somehow found connection between what childhood you had and how your parents treat you and how you build communication with others in your adult life. So yeah, what about you guys? Do you feel like it's your childhood somehow connected with your dating story and how you build relationship with people right now? everyone can interrupt each other and or raise your hand or just start talking. Or I will pass mic
I'll
to
go
you.
first. I'll go first.
Let's
I don't care.
go.
This is something I openly talk about, and it'll be part of what I, publish one day with all the things I'm working on. And I come. It's not a secret. I'll openly, admit and talk about that. I come from a very broken childhood, a very broken home, a lot of traumatic things to myself and my sister, and just abandonment issues, things like that from our parents and family members. And I will say that fundamentally, it has shaped me at my core of who I am. It is, I think, why I am such a kind human and why I go over capacity sometimes with trying to help people and go out of my way to walk on eggshells so people feel better about themselves. Sometimes, whenever maybe it makes me uncomfortable, just because I've had so much of that as a child and even in my teen years. But what I have done is utilize that to grow me. So take the things from that, basically the negative, if you will, and leave everything else in the past. Just leave it back there, but take those things that I want to carry with me that I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget the negative stuff necessarily because it's a core foundation inside of me that is almost like a warning beacon, if you will, sometimes, like whenever I might be going near danger or getting involved with people who are questionable. It's almost like a radar, I feel like. So it's kind of like a defense system almost that I have learned to cultivate and learn to really tap into and utilize for myself.
Do you feel like all these traumas is pushing you to new achievements or it's slowing you down?
I think this is me personally, because everybody's different, but it fuels me. I let it fuel me. I use it as kind of almost a source of my energy, especially on the days when things go bad, whatever they might be, however I might think they're bad. And man, I'm just down on myself and I'm like, shit, this is just awful. I remember those times. And then I remind myself, no, it's not that fucking bad. Or I think of other people I know who are in predicaments or not in the best situations. And then I
Yeah.
remember, yep, nope, not that bad. And then I kind of just pick my ass up and keep on going, if you will.
Oh my God, yeah, I can't relate to it. Thank you for sharing, Shells. Kappa, what about you? What story of your family you have? And yeah, is it connected? Are you in relationship right now, by the way? I don't remember
Yeah,
if I asked you or no.
yeah. So I'm married with two kids. So
Mm.
yeah, I think I could speak on it. But as far as my childhood, I try to give my children a better childhood. I didn't have a father growing up. He left me and my mom when I was 5 years old. And so definitely, I think that that's a painful thing for people to go through. That you need a father, you need a mother. They both bring something unique to the table and can help a child grow healthy. And for example, like I needed someone to teach me about how to treat a woman right, or certain things that only a man, perhaps only a man can teach their son. But yeah, you learn in life, you learn from other sources and stuff like that. So but yeah, I mean, I think that everything that you go through in life makes you who you are today. It strengthens you. It makes you a stronger person. Some people crack and everything, but you gotta like she said, you gotta pick yourself back up, and you gotta be strong, and you gotta be an example of love, right? Where somebody may have failed you, you have to make the difference. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, definitely, because I went through that, I don't want my children to go through that. So I love my children, as much as I can, and yeah, just giving them what I didn't have when I was young, when I was a child.
That's amazing take. Thank you so much. And by the way, like you said, you didn't had a father. Guys, who from you like have a father? Raise your hand. Only Star Lord had a father.
Mm.
Congrats.
My father was in and out of my
Well,
life. He passed in 22, but he was in and out of my life. So,
I see.
but
Yeah.
he abandoned us a few times and then came back. So
That's
I would
wild.
definitely have experienced the abandonment part. There was a funny
No,
joke
I
in
couldn't eat that.
was it Andrew Schultz, his stand up. He was saying the best way to make a man great is just abandon him.
oh my gosh,
For some reason, a lot of guys, if you just abandon them, they're gonna achieve a
Sink or
lot in
swim.
life.
Sink or
That's
swim.
like,
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about that comedian?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think I saw
Yeah.
that one. Yeah,
I think there's something a lot of truth about that, especially with
For real.
guys. I feel like our value is like a lot of it times it's achievement based, and so like I think for a lot of people when they get that trauma, it can push them to greater heights. Or I don't know if everybody responds like that, but I think it's funny that he said that joke,
right.
But
But
yeah,
that's why
Now
we
the
are
question
all here, I guess.
question is, do you believe it to be true?
I think it's definitely adds some I think it turns the people who are already achievers into like higher achievers. I think if
I think
somebody's
so too.
naturally achiever, they would probably do it whether they had that trauma or not. But something about getting a chip on your shoulder, man, because I definitely remember, I don't know about you guys, but just being young and having that chip on your shoulder, it kind of gives you that Kobe fuel to
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I meant by that fuel, right? And it's not everybody can do it. They really can't. But what I have found is my other real rare skill, and I call myself a unicorn because of it, is that I'm able to help people actually do that. I'm able to help people learn how to tap into utilizing their trauma for power, for good, and bringing out that positive energy that's actually just really being sequestered, if you will, by the fear of the unknown, by never having been told that you're special or it's okay to try new things and it's okay if you try something and don't like it and want to try the next thing. You don't have to keep doing that thing. And I feel like that there's just not enough of that in the world overall. And I feel like the more of us that help spread that kind of mindset and give those safe environments and teach that kind of psychology and behavioral science, then it's just going to continue to grow and it'll become more normalized, in my opinion.
Yeah. Also, guys, I want to ask audience, guys, if you had a father, just write plus in the comments. Just interesting, just for the statistic, If you don't, I don't know, write. The doggo, yes, the doggo is crazy. Like, is it on drugs or what? Why it's so soft?
Listen, okay, hold on, wait. So there's one. There's little Lambie. Can you see her? I don't know. There she is.
Yeah.
There's Declan. There's one of the cats. They're everywhere. And there's another dog.
My dog loving loneliness, so she's just left me and went sleep in the bedroom. Yeah. But Star Lord, you didn't tell us your story. Is it like your childhood connected with how you building your relationship right now and like share?
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think everybody's childhood is connected to how they deal with relationships, and for me, I think definitely, you know, coming from not a not a fully formed household and going through that type of trauma made me want to pursue more um, positive relationships or have find the love that I didn't really see growing up, that kind of thing. Um, but also, I think it affects us in a lot of invisible ways in terms of even if you consciously want something, you have to unlearn a lot of bad habits or mental frameworks about the world. You have to teach yourself to love yourself. You have to learn how to know yourself. Like a lot of things like that. That um, it's kind of on you to figure out. In a lot of
Mhm.
ways. So yeah. Did Luke answer?
Not exactly, but okay, I take it. I take it. And passing mic to Luke. Luke, what about you? What is your childhood story?
I mean, I've never met.
Guys, you're all ragging for me, and now I lost Luke. How about you? Can you see him?
Yeah,
I can see him. The app keeps doing something weird. Like if I have it like this, it'll all of a sudden go like this, and I'm up like upside down. So it's like, I'll just leave it like this for
We
now.
can see you normally. We can see you normally. But also,
Yeah.
when you're talking with us, it's ragging as well. I don't know why. Luke, we lost you. No, Mike. Then I'm passing Mike to you, and we are waiting for Luke.
Yeah, so like I did have a dad, but he died quite young. So it was when I was quite young and he was quite young. But yeah, I was just gonna like say that it kind of overcompensated my abandonment issues because yeah, it was a happy upbringing, but my dad he suffered from mental health issues like really late, like late in life. He took his own life like on the, like a few months before he went, and he was like the happiest person. So I think that kind of made me overcompensate because I'm an only child. So I kind of have that sort of class joker. Have always had that kind of personality growing up, and that just accented it really to you know, like where your insecurities or your limitations can become like your superpower. Like you were saying, it's what you do with it, right? And I don't know, it just made me more sort of that sort of insecurity kind of made me more always try to be that kind of center of attention and make relationships like really quickly. Like I think I'm really quick at picking up like the rapport that I have with certain people. If you see me on a timeline, like nearly all of my close friends have a different nickname, like nearly everyone. And you know, I get to know people whether it's in real life or online. You know, I form like quite close connections. I'd rather have like less connections and you know, quality over quantity. I'd rather have less and closer relationships, but you know, I just have a ton of good close relationships. It just so happened, and I think that that's what kind of brought like you're always saying about, you think that I'm quite good at building communities, and
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's true. I think it's one of my sort of natural things. I can kind of remember back in primary school when we used to you know, like you role play with your friends. We used to like pretend to do these movies and like, or these
yeah,
big wrestling matches.
Yes.
People were cameramen or whatever, but for some
Yep.
reason, everyone was coming up to me. It's like, Mike, where do I stand? Like, what am I doing?
You were
And
always the
you lot can be, you two can
free
be
talk.
the fake cameramen. You lot can be this. You lot can be that. And yeah, I look back on it. It's kind of weird because I never really saw all this stuff, and it wasn't until I was speaking to a friend later in life, and they were like, "You kind of hung." Like I was kind of in the middle. Like I'll hang with everyone. Like I used to hang with like the popular lot. I used to hang with like the nerdy lot. But for me, everyone was just the same in my mind. But then the others would be saying, "Oh yeah, we'd just be standing on the sidelines, seeing you talk to the other group," and you know, not jealous in a way, but kind of like, oh, you know, the other friends that didn't know their place. And yeah, it's funny. Like when you look back and you reflect on things, like the stuff that you didn't really notice, but it was just a natural part of my personality, you know. And yeah, you know, I think anything really over the top, like Web3 is over the top, right? Twitter is over the top, and it's quite mad how I've connected with like a lot of people, and like even you, Ira, like, you know, we do our own sort of separate spaces and streams, and they're quite mad. And then I'll have other groups, and then, you know, loads of different groups everywhere that we're got something going on, you know. And you know, I love it. I love it. I love connecting, and I just feel like it's just kind of natural, you know.
this is supernatural for you because like I admire it with you because you build in so many connections. You're all the time super active, but at the same time, all your connections are deep. You know, it's not just on the
Yeah.
surface because to like network something like this. You're actually building relationships, and it's a huge gift. So, guys, if you need a community builder, Mike is the best.
No, and I was also going to just add, and again, you know, we were talking about abandonment and stuff, and I think it's that it was that kind of abandonment issues, like also where you're an only child. It's very primal, right? That you it's survival, right? That you have to be connected to a lot of people. Like your mind thinks to survive, and I don't know. There's just something like I always pick up on certain things. I always want people to be happy to the point maybe where I sort of maybe push too much when they don't need it, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of there's close friends on it I DM, and they're just like, how do you know? Like when I say something's up, and they're like, oh, it's a bit, some say it can be infuriating at times that you always know what's going on, but obviously once we've spoken that they appreciate it afterwards. But I don't know, there's just something in me that there's definitely a fear at the back of not being liked or something, which gets a bit tiresome, like when you get paranoid all the time when something might not even have anything to do with you,
Yeah,
but
that's
you
true.
kind of think that, oh, I've done something. But do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you for sharing and being so open, Mike. I really like to talk with you every time we're talking with you. And I just wanted to pass Mike to Luke, and he disappeared again. I saw is he ragging or not, but it seems like yes, because his picture is just was frozen. Okay, guys. Mm, then I will ask you questions, and yeah. Oh, Luke is here. Because I want to know his story. Luke, why you not ragging? Like, quickly tell us your story. He
Hi,
didn't.
am I here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, damn, yeah, my connection's pretty poor. So I'm 25. I'm an only child, no siblings. My whole life that I can recall, I've had a single mom. My dad and my mom left my dad when I was, probably one or two, like maybe before being one, because she realized that that wasn't, for whatever reason, wasn't a good relationship and wasn't conducive to a healthy life and happy life for her and myself. And there's definitely some sort of effect from that, like there's obviously an impact on not having a dad in your life, but like to be honest, it's never really bothered me. Like growing up, I wasn't like comparing. Um, there was never a comparison of like, oh, they have a dad and I don't. Like maybe at some point slightly, but it was never like anything that really deeply impacted me or jaded me. I didn't like when my mom started dating, but that was like whatever. Like that was just kind of me being a teenager and rebellious and probably just wanting something to bitch about. But now I'm really blessed that she has a good boyfriend. But one thing that I've like realized as I got a little older, like in the last few years, being around people who are very wealthy and like getting close to them and seeing troubles that they have in their family lives, is that I always, even though I didn't have a dad, so you could be like, wow, that's a big hole in your life. I always had like great family around me and love, and from my mom, like there was no like she's a great mom. Like she wasn't like the only thing that she could have done better maybe would have just had more money and more free time to spend with me. But like I had the Boys and Girls Club, I had family to help, like her friends helped, so like I was always cared for and loved. So anyway, I just realized in recent times, like I feel like we're all dealt with certain cards in life, and like I know people who have everything that you could want in the world materially, and deep inside they have a lot of pain because of something that like happened in one of their fundamental relationships. And I'm like, wow, like I might not have all that, and like grew up very lower middle class. I mean, I'm in Southern California, so like life is good, but like I wasn't like all the kids in my high school, they got like a car right when they turned 15 and a half or 16. Like I didn't have a phone until I was 18 and I got my first phone, which is like boohoo, no big deal. But anyway, just the fact that like I have it really good. Like I have other blessings and riches that someone else may not have. And something else that I realized was like, yeah, I don't have a dad, but I also don't have a dad who I had to watch abuse my mom or who I had to get abused by or traumatized by. No, I don't know
Yeah.
that he would have done that, but I just like I feel like not having a dad's better than like having trauma from a shitty dad. And then anyway, that's just a rundown. I don't know how it affects my dating life. I agree with what Cap said about like it's probably amazing to have that example of a healthy relationship between a man and a woman growing up, which I didn't have, but you live and learn. So anyway, yeah, that's a rundown. I don't know how it affects my dating life. I haven't thought about that. And
You
then
are you are too young to think about this, maybe.
I I've been drinking these teas. I posted one of my GM posts yesterday. I was going to post one today, but didn't get to it. And the bottle caps have these quotes. And this one is the sip of wisdom for today's tea is the challenge is not to be perfect, it's to be whole by Jane Fonda. So anyway, I
Mm.
feel like that's kind of in line with some
This
things.
is so dope. They have different quotes on the bottles.
Yeah.
Wow. Guys, next idea for the business. This is dope.
I like
That is
that.
so awesome.
I like
Yeah.
that too.
Like,
Wow.
You know, Luke, I loved hearing you say that because in retrospect, I share a lot of the same things with all of you, what you talked about. But Luke, just now when you mentioned that you didn't have a cell phone until you were 18, okay, and I'm literally you're like half my age, okay? Let's get real. I'm 43. I don't care. I'm older. And so when I was younger, I too had similar, upbringings and
Wait,
having
still,
no.
we hear you pretty bad. Can you please do something with mic?
Yeah, hold on just a second.
Hmm.
There
Hey,
we
wait,
go.
real quick, Shills. I think we might have met a couple times, but I think we met time when I was coming back to the Airbnb that I was staying at with people, and McFly was bringing you and a bunch of people in, and I was really tired and grumpy, and I was like, bro, what the fuck?
No, we did meet. We met at the gallery the next day, and you thought it was me that was with them, but it wasn't because I was at another place with my husband and D Webs and a bunch of other people that night. So, but there
Oh
was someone I
fuck.
guess that looked like me or whatever. But yes, we did meet. We met like the next day.
No, I think it was someone named Shills as well. But anyway, whatever.
Oh, okay. But what you were
Another
saying,
woman named Shills.
yeah, with what you were saying about the cell phone, right? So for me, being back in 90, let's see, this would have been 99, 98, probably 98. So the StarTAC cell phone, the very first ever flip phone, literally ever first flip phone in history I had. And I was the only one in our whole school. I was one of the poorest kids. But my sister did this amazing thing and saved all her money from her job, my 18-year-old sister, just so that way I could have a cell phone when nobody else did. So for the first time in my life, I could have something that no one else did. And that is more important to me. And I hold that value and that lesson. And I think for me, it was more important and valuable than it would have been for a lot of other people that maybe would have just been handed that.
Guys, I'm in shock how similar we all here on the stage, and I'm sure not only on the stage, but in general, in the space, because I had a very similar story as well. Like, my mom left my dad when she understood like she's pregnant because she was much younger than my dad, and like he abused her, like domestic violence and everything, and she decided she don't want me to know what is it, what is how terrified it is, so she left and faced with a lot of difficulties because of that, because he followed her everything. But and of course I agree with you, like without that it's hard to grow, right? Because you don't have this example, no one telling like, oh, you're my princess and everything. But at the same time, at least you don't see like the bad side of the dad, and everything like this. So I really surprised how similar our stories today, guys. Like once again, nothing is just like that. It's like destiny that we're all here today together. And yeah, I have a list of questions I want to ask you all. And this is questions like you agree or disagree. I will ask you every one of you, and you just need to answer. And if someone disagree, please tell us. Let's open discussion. Star Lord, what do you think? We often choose a partner similar to our parents. I agree with that.
Um, Actually, yeah, I think a lot of people do. I think subconsciously or even consciously, people look for the. But sometimes it's in reverse. Like they see patterns that they don't like, and then they consciously look for someone who's like the opposite of some of the stuff that they saw. Or sometimes you have a good role model, and you want, to somebody, a partner or something who has the values of somebody you admire. So I would say, yeah, I think that makes a huge impact on. And I feel like if people grow up and they don't have role models or someone close, like a parent that they can model off of, they end up finding parental figures somewhere that they use as their influence. So I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Guys, what do you think? Someone disagree? I think we all can
Um,
agree with that.
Yeah, no, I think I kind of agree with that, honestly, because Caleb's my
Yeah.
husband. His mom is amazing. I love her. We get along so well, and we're literally the same person.
Oh my
Like,
God, that's so cute for
but not in a
him.
bad way, good way, like the quirkiness, the clumsiness, the way we think sometimes and carry ourselves, those kinds of the things that you would want almost your spouse or partner to have, right? So I can see those like commonalities that we have, and he and my dad, even like I said, my dad was in and out of my life, but they had some similar commonalities in the good parts that I think about.
Mm, that's a good thing. But I think the bad part that we not always realize that we're looking for a partner as our parents. And I remember I started dating with a guy, and next to him, I had a feeling like, oh my God, it's like home, you know? And then,
Mm.
like, only after, like, time I realized, like, dude, like, home for you, it's not a good place. And it wasn't a good relationship with him as well, you know. So
Yeah.
this feeling like, oh, it's like at home, it was like red flag girl. Yeah. Anyway, Kappa, what do you think? The strongest couples come from families with similar values.
The strongest couples come from families with similar values.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I
you.
mean, hmm
Mhm.
yeah, I think that having similar values is definitely important because you're gonna most likely have less conflict if you have completely different worldviews. That can be really conflictious. Depending on what it is. So yeah, I think that's definitely helpful if they have similar values. And so yeah, you want to find. I recommend finding somebody that has similar values to you. For example, if somebody believes that, for example, prostitution is fine, and that's your wife, and you don't want her sleeping with other people, right? So, you're gonna have a problem there, right? So, yeah, that definitely helps a lot.
Prostitution name dropped.
I love
Okay.
it. Disagree. I'm gonna actually disagree there. Going back to the convo we just had, too many people don't have families. They don't have that, right? So you're pigeonholing someone into a bias, right? By even putting the question that way. These are the things I teach. When we think of it from a perspective, and you just nailed it by saying someone that has the same values as you. Everyone puts too much time into what the hell everyone else thinks and where I came from, and because I came from here, I have to have that. Why? That is ridiculous. Do
Yeah, you
what
don't have
you.
to have the same exact ones. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be the same. But I think there's some. I just think that there's some things that are you got to decide what's non-negotiable. What's going to
Mm,
be
Yeah, I like
most
that.
impactful in your relationship. That's what I would say.
I think
Yeah.
I think core values is kind of what we're getting at, right? Like
Right,
if
right.
somebody likes to lie, another person doesn't, probably not going to work out. If both people like to steal and think it's okay, then they might end up like Bonnie and Clyde, like I think
that's
uh
how they end up. That's how perverts always find in each other. We talk about this in the chat all the time. I don't know how this conversation starting, every time for them, but perverts find in each other. It's like easy
that's
for
Yeah,
them.
actually that actually might be true. That might be true. Really
I'm
funny.
not gonna lie though. I feel like the conversation didn't start that perverts find each other. You took it there.
We're all freaking perverts in Web3.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
there's a high ratio. We have a high. I bet you in crypto and Web3, there's a higher ratio of daddy issues than most industries. Like
Oh,
I bet you.
100%.
ADHD and daddy issues and
Yeah,
my is all combo of
100%.
Web3.
Yeah. Someday
Every
they'll do a psychological study on crypto degens, and it'll be like high rate of broken homes and like outsider behavior, like independent rebellious behavior. Um, so yeah, do you want to do the personal connections part and pick people, or is that what you were getting from already?
Oh, you can do this if you want.
Sure. Okay,
Go.
I'm gonna start with you, Ira. Okay.
Oh my God. Oh
Do
my
you
God.
think that we should blame parents for mistakes or forgive them and understand?
We need to blame them, of course. It's so easy and cool. You know, what should we else do? Of course, blame our parents. But seriously, until you like stop blaming, I don't think like you're growing, you know. And it's like not only to your parents; it's for everyone. I noticed that, like especially in blogging, it's easy to notice that if person offended on someone, it's like stopping their growth like immediately, you know. When you see a lot of people on the timeline who are offensive, who are all the time writing posts like, oh, they don't give me this, or I didn't receive that, like this person stopped developing like at all. So if you blame someone, you stop in your growth, and that's just facts. I notice it by myself too. If I'm starting to be offended on someone, like immediately, like everything go down. So better not to do this. But of course, if your parents was cruel to you, it's important to realize, because yes, if you don't understand this, you're repeating this scenario, you know. So you need to realize it, but don't be into
Hmm.
offense too much.
Hmm. Yeah, understood. I do think you have to understand where it comes from, and then when you're young, it's easy to blame. And then at a certain point, when you're an adult, nobody cares. Nobody cares if you're blaming your parents and you're acting shitty. You just have to stand up and be a better person. Uh, Capo, I got a question for you. You said you're married, right? Are you the one?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, okay. So then what have you changed in yourself to change your relationship or to improve your relationship? Like, what did you have to, what kind of growth did you have to go through to become, a better partner or, that a better father, that sort of thing?
Mm. Man, yeah. I think marriage is definitely one of the most. It's like a major tool for developing your character and even revealing perhaps some of the darkness that's within you. It's almost like putting gold in a furnace, you know what I mean? And it brings up the impurities because you're tested in so many different ways. You have to learn how to love someone, even when you don't like them, or you gotta learn to forgive, and and you may not realize how hard it is to forgive until you're in that in a marriage, and also it's you have to be sacrificial and everything. So I think that marriage really helped me to see where I was weak in and where I was lacking in my character, and even until today. I'm still not perfect, but I'm much better than I was when I first got married. you know so yeah, love is sacrificial, and yeah, you gotta sacrifice a lot to really love your spouse, and to keep your vows, you know what I mean? Because when you get married, you make a vow that is until death do us part, but it's a challenge to really um keep that word.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah.
a great words. I
Uh,
love the words of Franz Kafka. He said like love is a knife that I'm cutting myself, you know, and it's totally what you just explained, you know, because when you are not dating with everyone, you see like, oh, I'm so aware, you know, about everything. I'm so cool person. But when you starting to date with someone, you become the worst version of yourself, and you need to actually work on yourself. That's true. Guys, don't forget to repost the live stream. That's how you can win $50. Thank you.
okay. Awesome. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah. Please retweet if you want to get a chance to win. It's going to go to the moon, not financial advice, but that $50 is going to retire your entire bloodline. So, make sure you retweet this. One retweet is going to change your life.
Yeah.
Um, I have a question for Shills then, which is that is there any family, or you're talking about different values, is there any family habit or traditions that you have brought in to your relationship, for
Good
better
question.
or worse?
Oh, absolutely. That's a really good one. And sorry, guys, I'm having connection issues, so I went off camera, so that way I'm clear. Um,
That's good.
yes, yes. So my husband and I have been together 7 years. We decided to finally get married last year randomly in Vegas. We eloped while we were on vacation with his mom and her husband. And what I have throughout our relationship in these times we've been together, I've carried all this baggage, right? Some of the stuff I just frequently just let you all know on this stream here. But it's, a lot of it's those core foundation feelings that take a long time to get over, and I'm still working through that. So I have a lot of anxiety issues because of it. I have severe anxiety issues, and I, sometimes do have to take, medication for that from whatever times there might be that I need it. And occasionally, I will not realize that I need it and I should have taken it, and then get into this storm, this anxiety storm, where I am this whole other person that is not a nice person to my husband. It's happened twice, only twice, thank God. But it's something that I am doing everything I can to not allow that to happen, because it's not fair to him. He's done nothing to deserve it. And it's me still working through a lot of that trauma. But on the flip side, I think that because of my trauma, because I've been through so much, and he has told me this before, I have really been able to help him view life from a different way, and I've been able to help him feel differently about things. Because I mean, he himself, like we all just talked about, everybody's had their family stuff, and not everybody's had great upbringings. They had a loving upbringing as well, but not without its faults. So I do feel like that directly I bring negative in, absolutely. And it's one of the biggest things that I try not to do. I don't do it very often, but more than once is enough in my book when it comes to those things. Um, so I think that, one of the bigger things that folks could focus on is giving each other grace. Someone said that at the very beginning of this, and that is something that I feel like my husband does have a lot of for me, is that grace, to know that I'm processing, to know that I was married long before him, and I was in abusive marriage, I was in abusive relationships. I
Right.
have abandonment issues, not just from my family, but from past relationships too. And he has seen all of that and still chose to love me anyway and help me work through those things.
Wait, I have additional questions. Sorry, guys. I heard that, you don't need to, like, I don't remember, I read it like many times, that if your previous like boyfriend or husband treat you bad, like you had some violence in relationship somehow like that, you shouldn't tell it to your new partner, because with time he will know that he can treat you the same way, and he will start doing this. I don't know.
That is
What's
the
your
worst thing to do. Not telling the partner that you really actually want to get serious with about your past is the worst thing you can do. And then the second worst thing that can be done is when you do, your partner ever shames you. And I'm going to sound like an asshole right now because I mean it. The worst thing you can do to someone when they share their past with you is have an opinion. You don't get a fucking opinion about someone's past. If they open up
That's
and they share,
brilliant.
all you do is listen to them and you comfort them, and that's it. That's it. Well, like leave it at that. And that's one of the biggest fundamental mistakes that drives some of the largest battles between relationships, is that you actually think you have a right to someone's past when you never do, ever.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. It's a really really honest story. I I could appreciate that. I think we're lucky when we find somebody that really accepts us. Actually, I had a realization a long time ago with when it comes to relationships or trying to work through with somebody you can't really love, whether it's family or whatever, is a really simple solution to your troubles, which is love them more. It's like you're angry at them, you're pissed, you're frustrated, you want to
Absolutely.
do something that might actually end up hurting the relationship more, because I definitely have let my emotions or
Self-destruction.
reactions create more problems where it shouldn't. And I realized do the opposite. It's like find a way to love them more, because find a way to dig deeper and find more compassion or more heart, and just love them more, give them more love, and see it's very healing, if you react with love as opposed to
It really
anger,
is.
trauma,
It really
regardless
truly
of where
is.
it's coming from. Cool. Okay, so I got a question for DGen, Mr. Mike. So in the way that you approach relationships right now, or when you're looking for someone, or whatnot, how do you um contextualize your personal story or your family background, in those relationships? How do you take that into those things?
Well, so my wife that I've eventually settled down with, and and we've got a son, and yeah, it's weird that you asked that, because Ira first asked before, like, do you find people with similarities, right? And so my wife now, we're the same culture. Like, I was born here, but my parents are Filipino. She's Filipino, and like, this is my first Filipina girlfriend, and now wife, obviously. And yeah, so I brought all the background, like, to the relationship now, which made me think, like, obviously it's the sample size is like my wife, and then obviously everyone else. So to Ira's question, do you look for people who are the same as your same as your family? Then I would say, well, that's the one that ended up lasting, so probably yes, I guess. And yeah, and to answer your question, yeah, definitely that kind of attracted me, because I've been through all the sort of abandonment issues from the previous relationship. Yeah, I mean, we both sort of said it was mutual, but yeah, it wasn't really, I guess. Like, I'm like only child syndrome, so you get super attached. That's pretty scary, going it alone after 8 years with someone. And then yeah, I went on a mad one, went traveling, went back. I wanted to know where my parents were from, lived in Philippines, traveled around, and yeah, so I guess, yeah, I brought all the background of wanting to learn about, like, where I came from. And then I actually knew my wife. We were both with people when we first met, but on holiday, like, years back. And then yeah, and then I found out she was single, and then I was again. So found her, and I guess I was looking for my cultural background again, really.
Nice. And how do you feel like that's gonna affect your kid? Are you gonna try to immerse them a little more in the culture, like because you said you had to go back home and kind of see what that was like? Is that something you would want to incorporate earlier?
Oh, for sure. I don't know, you always say it, like, I wish my parents, like, had taught me, like, Filipino Tagalog, like, when I was young, but the way to learn it is to speak it in the house, right? And
yeah.
I understand more, but I probably understand more Spanish than I do Tagalog, to be honest, but I do or can speak more of it. But yeah, I did want him to pick up the culture more, and he does, to be fair. I didn't sort of learn more about it till I was older, and he's got a fascination really with all the cultures now. It's great. It's like the stuff that I've got older to loving, like learning about cultures, foods, like none of that when I was younger. And he's sort of loves traveling. He's my map, like he's my GPS when we go out, like driving. He knows where to go and stuff. He's only 12 now, and he's he knows more about a lot of cultures of different countries already. He's like kind of fascinated with it. So
Nice.
yeah, I guess I'm trying to pass on what I felt has enriched me. Like, I want him to learn that from an early age,
Amazing. It's good. I'm glad that it's got people on the show that actually are in relationships, so we could actually talk about some of the other side of things, because
we are an experts. Come on, people who don't have relationship, the best experts.
So actually, speaking of experts, going to Luke. So Luke has a lot of experience in life, as we have heard. I'm curious, you were talking about you grew up with your mom, you didn't have a father figure. Do you feel like that's given you any different type of insights, or the way you approach relationships, the way you approach, how you get to know women or whatever, that from that kind of background?
I mean, I'm really comfortable with women. I guess I don't know. Like, I've never been shy. Like, of course, I still get shy, you put a beautiful woman in front of me and I'm like head over heels, and I might be a little shy or slow, like with my response. But like that's more of a nervousness versus, oh no, wait, sorry, my screen almost wanted me to refresh. I clicked the wrong button. But I don't know what else I would say.
Did your mom teach you anything
Uh,
about relationships, about girls? Did she ever talk to you about, hey, this is the type of woman that you should be dating, or she's just gonna leave you alone?
she never really pointed me towards like a type, like in terms of choosing, but she definitely, I don't know. I feel like oftentimes I go on dates and they're like, wow, you're pretty chivalrous. Although I am also a dog. Like it's not like I'm like shaking her dad's hand and dropping her off and walking her to her
Yeah.
door. Like I mean, I will walk her to her door. But, I'm just saying, like, it's not like that's not like it's not like I'm that chivalrous, but just like simple things like opening the door, like just kind of being courteous and doing things and having manners that like I go on dates. And like in Paris when we met Star Lordy, I went on dates and the girls were like, holy fuck, are Americans like this? And I was like, I don't know, this is like bare minimum for me. And then in New York I went on more dates actually during NFTNYC, and like, yeah, they were like, wow, like in New York guys are. So I mean, there's that. And then my mom always instilled that when a woman says no, it means no, which of course, I mean, she means that. And I mean, there's probably a couple ways that she means it. I just take it in like I don't know if I'd say the most literal way, but when a woman says no in some scenarios, like it's a hard no, but like obvious, I mean not obviously, but like if a woman shoots me down for the first time, like that doesn't mean that I take that no, But like
Absolutely.
if a woman says, no, drop me off now, like that's the no that you take, But so there's
Good to know. Okay, so we're gonna go into green flag, red flag, which is
Oh
everybody.
yeah,
This
that's
is a
that's
good one
the yeah.
with. So we're gonna call these out, and then you guys just say if it's a green flag or a red flag for you guys.
Do you want to read it or I
You
can
can
read
go
it?
for it. You could do this. All right. Yeah,
Let's go, guys. So, what do you think? When part just scream green flag or red flag or just do whatever you want. You can show. Partner puts their mother first.
green flag.
Green flag.
Green flag.
Red flag.
Yeah, I knew somebody was. Yeah, 'cause
I'm
it
not sure
depends on how
actually.
what you mean by
What
that.
does first? Yeah, what does first mean? Like, because I know some people.
Oh, I will explain to you. So in TikTok, a lot of videos where they asking, like, who's the first in your family for you, your daughter, your mother, or your wife? And he all the time like, oh, mother on the first place because wives
Mm.
can be a lot of wives, but mother is. But I'm like, with this attitude towards women, you will never build your own family. You will be stuck in with your family, like with your mother and dad. But when you focused on your new family, you should put your wife first, I think.
Well, yeah. You
I,
become one flesh with your wife,
there
so you
there
got to put her first at that point. And once you leave your household, your mom, you got to put your
Yeah.
wife first because that you're one flesh with her.
So I say green flag if you're dating, right? And you see how he treats his mom. That's how I interpreted that question. Now, if you're talking about going into the conversation of relationship and that healthy balance, I mean, I will tell you that my husband puts me before his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
I
it.
was
Yeah.
thinking of it more like trying to think of different situations, extremes. Like if it was something, yeah, like Shill said, like if like if you were on a date and you knew that they trusted, that they or they're really close with their mom,
Okay.
or whoever.
Here's a good test. The Titanic has sunk. You're on all you have is a doorway. And you got to choose between your mom and your wife. Who's going in the ocean?
My wife. I'm taking my
Oh,
wife with me. My mom's going to the ocean. She's had a great life. Bye, mom.
For me, I think that depends.
That's
I
fair.
mean,
that's a hard thing. I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
a rough one. Okay, how it's like in my mind, I'm like immediately like, okay, how long have I been married? Like what? Like what?
That's like put who you gonna put first, your daughter?
Right. Exactly.
how long have you been married? Like, do you have like if I had kids with my wife and my mom were elderly, I'd definitely
Yeah,
pick my
I
wife.
was just about to say I didn't want to be dark, but how old's my mum? Like, how long she got left? But yeah,
Case
no,
by
that's
case.
hard. I don't want to
That's a
do that
dark
one.
one. Yeah. Okay, we'll move
Yeah.
on from that one. Dads, easy. We all let the dads go quick. We're like, oh, you made your choice, buddy. We're
Yeah.
fucking.
By the way, next question is about what Mike says. When partner discussed serious questions with parents before you,
I'll
like
go right.
about
I'll
it's
go right
alright.
with that.
Well,
Yeah.
wait, am I
No.
muted?
All good.
No, no. I think that
Yep.
depends. Like, I mean, it's like if it's something that pertains to the two of you, that should be, that like there are different situations. Like I could go to my mom for like advice
Mm-hmm.
on something that I mean, I personally probably wouldn't go to my mom for advice on something at this stage of my life. Maybe in the future I would, but like but then there are definitely some scenarios, and I don't know what a good example would be, but there are
Or
some
she's in
scenarios like an
your house, or
emergency.
they suggesting to you a new job in another city or something like that, and you go into not your partner, to your parents.
Okay, yeah. I mean, but there's always I don't know. There's always like the advice side of things, like you could want to collect your thoughts with someone that you trust in that scenario before you take it to your partner. But I feel like they're both like
I
Yeah.
agree
nuanced.
with you, Luke.
Like I think the questions that I heard you guys have last week were very like if someone gets jealous of your success, like
Yeah.
red flag,
Hmm.
But these are I'm like
We're
Oh my
getting
God,
deep.
you
We're going
prepared
deep
this
here. Yeah.
colors. That's so cool.
think
Kappa,
You
what
need
do
a
you
grey.
think
You need
about
a
this?
grey area flag as well.
Kappa, by the way,
Ooh, I like
you
the gray
ask
area flag.
advice of your wife about your project that you are building. Is it important or no? I don't know myself. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely is. She has some good opinions, and so she gave me
Mhm.
some feedback. She's like for example, my personal music is different from fictional, and she tried to tell me like try to keep your personal separate from the fictional. You know what I mean? And so that helped me to try to stay focused. There's some things that's definitely some good advice she gave me, and there's some times where I say, hey, how you like this art piece right here, this composition or whatever, the combination of traits, and she be like, oh, that looks whack. I don't like it. And I'm like, why? And then I get her feedback, and then it just helps me to make a decision, like this or that. So yeah, she was helpful,
That's
sometimes.
that's cool. Okay, okay. Next question is, parents live at the same home as you with your wife.
Neutral. Depend if you're rich. I mean, I don't know if you could afford it.
Different circumstances. I mean, I'm going to go, it depends there because, yeah, I mean, my mother lived with me for over a year when I was trying to help take care of her. So I think it really does just depend now. But Ira, if it's for what this question is really asking, and we know what it is it okay if the person is like living and mooching off their parents still, especially at an older age? No, unless there is a specific circumstance. So guess what? I'm going to say case by case on this one too. Gray
Mm-hmm.
flag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can agree with her on that. But I mean, just for example, like, if your mother ever or father ever gets really old where they need your help, are you gonna put them in a nursing home, or are you gonna step up for them just like they were there for you when you were young?
That's
So
what I
I
did
mean,
for my mom for a year. Yep.
yep, yep. So it really depends, and that's a green flag if the wife is actually someone who loves your mom and loves your parents and is willing to help you take care of them in that way. That's a green flag,
Yeah.
For,
Yeah. Yeah. These are really tough questions because they're really situational. But yeah. So my mum lives with us now because like she's getting old. I want her to be with my grandson. And again, it's situational. Like you guys are saying, and in like it's cultural as well because like in Philippines, like adopted a lot of Mexican culture and Spanish culture, so they don't know what a nursing home means, or an old people's home means it's that you live with them. But obviously, my wife's from my culture, so it's normal for her. Like when we said, yeah, mum's coming to live with us now. It's just, does
That's a great
didn't
way
know
to
that
say
when I
that
lived.
too. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's more let's get real. It's an American thing more than anything to freaking have a nursing home, and Americans do not take care of the elder the way the rest of the world does. I'll call it what it is. I'm an American. I can.
Mhm.
Because it's true. I mean, I've traveled enough. I have enough friends globally. I see how parents are treated by different cultures.
yeah.
And in America, it's how quickly can we fucking dump them? Just like
Right.
how
Yeah, that's
quickly can we
crazy.
get them out of our house at 18?
Same
Just
Yes.
as
because you have
England.
a child and they
Yeah,
get
and
18 doesn't mean that you just write them off and they walk away. My sister loves supporting her kids and they're in their mid 20s. Who gives a shit? They're your kids. Do whatever you want with them. These staminas and these stereotypes that are literally self made by humanity need to stop.
hmm
Okay, guys. Okay.
Yep.
What but I saw like Luke made a red flag, and for me it's a bit red flag too because like I feel like you need to build your life with your partner separately because that's how you can create your own laws, how you live in, what you like to eat. But probably when like we talk about like very old parents, it makes sense to discuss this question and of course make some solutions. Yeah, but it's too early to think about this for me.
Yeah.
I I feel mixed now actually,
Mhm.
but like I think there's some. It depends on the scenario, you know. Like if I don't know, I could see scenarios where it's amazing and like Cap said, if your partner's supportive of it because it seems like what's best for your mother and you and maybe like the kids around, then that's amazing. But there could also be a scenario where like say I travel like 12 times a year for business and I'm like, hey, my mom should move in and I'm home like a fraction of the time because I'm always out working and then traveling, that on my behalf would be super fucked up because then I'm like, hey, here, you take care of my mom while I'm while I'm gone.
Yeah, and also it really depends. Sometimes maybe the wife will get more freedom from your mom being able to babysit the kids or something like that, or maybe you go out date nights and stuff like that more. But no, I'm not saying that. Yeah, everybody who's married needs to have their mom live with them. It's just really one of those things that there's going to come a time in life where you might have to consider it because of the aging thing. We sucky thing about being a human is we have to die, so
Yeah.
yeah, we get old
More of a
and
financial
yeah.
too. And I think
Yeah.
it's more of a financial thing. And that's what I meant by the cultures, right? Because take the Indian culture. It is normal for them to have their whole family always living together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, and the husbands, right? And I mean, I have a lot of developers that work for me that are over, oh my God, I cannot talk today, offshore. Um, and they're all in India in different regions, and they've all been getting married over the past few years, and it's been so amazing to learn from them and just to watch and see how it works within the culture, especially within the different regions that they're from. But fundamentally, every one of them, it has been very clear. It's a we graduate from going to this into this, but at the same time, we kind of still never leave each other unless they move away from home. And so it's just back to that. It really you have to tailor the question, like just like know your audience because it's not an open question. I mean, it's not an open-ended question. It's an open question, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Um, yeah, some really good takes here. I think it definitely shows the difference between a very westernized versus less westernized mentality. Because I think even in West, like American culture, like you have to be independent because that's part of the social structure. Like it's actually you go faster when you don't have any responsibilities versus like in
Yeah.
Asia or Latin America, it's like
Yeah.
actually it's more built to always have family around you and support you. So therefore, that's how they get like it would be harder for them to do it independently, right? Because then they're missing out on all that structure. So I think it's the social circumstances, the age too, for sure. When you're in your 20s, you kind of just want to go out and have fun and all that sort of stuff. But I've also seen people where they just go from family structure to family structure, like they're
Well,
always
I mean,
dating.
I did do that.
Yeah.
That was me. I mean, I went because of the home I came from. And so at 19 years old, I ran off with someone in the military and I got married and it didn't
Oh
last long
my.
and got divorced at 20 years old, I think. Yeah. And then got remarried again at 22 and divorced again at 24. So I said never again
Mm.
until I love me and I find me. And I spent 13 years doing that. And then I found my husband 7 years ago.
Oh
Mm.
my God, that's a great story.
Um, okay, let's go to the next round for the inherited love debate beliefs. You want to ask, or you want me to do this one?
You can do this.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna give you guys a statement, and then you could say whether you agree or disagree and why. So, and there's a lot of this is very similar, but let's go with Luke this time first. Um, People with divorced or families or broken homes are less likely to believe in love.
I I don't know. I um yeah,
Do you
really.
feel do you feel like people who come from trauma have a harder, in general, have a harder time believing in love if they don't see, if they haven't seen it or experienced that, or do you think it's just up to the person?
I mean, that's up to the person, I think, because like some people I think would be jaded and say no, but I know I feel like I know plenty of people who have it rough and then go find like loving, fulfilling relationships. I would say I wouldn't call it so much that I would. It's like if that's what you experience, and then throughout the rest of your life, up until whatever point that you do, which hopefully you do, you didn't experience it, then I would imagine odds are that you don't believe in love or you don't understand that that's something that you can feel. But like if just because you didn't have that at home, like you could still have an amazing like group of friends. I'm sure there are definitely movies, where whoever is like the kids that are in the movie together and the characters like being at home sucks or for one of them being at home sucks and he's always trying to be around his friends or her friends that they love. So I feel like you can't like it like there's more love out there than what happens in your immediate family life and like for some people like a shitty childhood could consume them or a shitty family situation and other people it would just be like a road bump, and then smooth sailing. I'd say. But I don't know. I feel like it's hard to generalize for me. Like you have to look at more events in life.
What about you? Do you believe in love?
I mean, I believe in love amongst people, but like in terms like just with everyone, like any interaction, I feel like there's love, and I feel like if you're in your highest, like your best form, like earlier, I want to chime in when you asked if you should blame or forgive parents. Like I think when you can forgive and always understand that, like if you were if you were them, you'd probably do the same thing. Like if every single event in your life led up to that moment was the same as theirs, you think you would do any different, even like because you wouldn't have the same experiences. You'd pretty much be the same person if you I don't know if you could say you put your mind or soul in because obviously there's a different element to us all as people, but like I believe in love in that way. And then I've had many relationships with like a beautiful connection, so it's kind of hard to say for me true love because like I've had beautiful connections and I've totally been with people that if I would have had my shit together, I could be married by now and you wouldn't know the same Luke. But um, yeah, so like love amongst people, yeah, like love's real, but like true love, like one true love.
Got it.
Anyway,
Great answer. Honest answer. I love that. I really appreciate that. All right.
Sure.
Oh, go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
No.
DJ and Mike. Okay, so we're talking about how you and your wife came from similar um, backgrounds and stuff. So, do you feel that somebody's relationship with their culture and their family, if it's not good, if they're not in touch, do you think that's a red flag for a relationship, or what challenges do you think come with that?
Mhm.
Um, do I think it's a red flag? Um, if they're not into their parents' culture. Did you say?
Like, yeah, like I've met people like they have no connection to their culture. They don't understand their parents at all. They're like, even for me, I'm a banana. I've been accused of being white like many times by people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I grew up in a white area, so
And I did notice I had trouble, like, for instance, if I meet Koreans that are like very Korean, it's like I'm not actually like there's definitely a disconnect,
yeah,
like they look at me and they're like, oh, you're kind of rude, like you. So
One of
I'm
my
curious,
best
like,
friends is Korean who was
yeah. I mean,
adopted from South Korea, and she's just
yeah,
like you and gets the same stares.
yeah,
yeah. No, yeah, I'm very similar. Yeah, I grew up, obviously in a very different culture, but yeah, I don't think it's a red flag because obviously, yeah, you could have grown up, somewhere completely different, and and for whatever reason, there are parents like, for example, yeah, my parents just spoke English to me, like they. I did see the culture through them, but it's not like they sort of pushed it on me. So yeah, I don't think it's a red flag because it depends on how what their household was like, and I definitely wouldn't say it's a red flag if if their family life wasn't too great, because they're obviously going to have that resistance, in their minds for whatever reason. I think humans are. If you go through abuse and trauma, then we're naturally lean towards the pessimistic side, right? Blame and anger and stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't think it's a red flag unless I obviously knew their I might think it's a bit weird if like everything was all hunky dory at home, and do you know what I mean? And and the culture, you could see that it was like you know embraced and at home. I might think it's a little bit weird that they didn't want anything to do with it, but yeah, I wouldn't see it as a red flag to not want to go out with someone.
great. All right. So then for Capo, do you think on the flip side that the strongest couples come from families or people with similar values? What do you think is the flip side of that? I don't know your background with your partner or your wife if they're similar.
Yeah, by the way, do your partner has like full family, complete family, or not?
You mean, oh my, yeah, no, so I mean, it was a little complicated. Yeah, her dad and mom split up, and so they were like separate. So there's some issues there, but her dad is in her life, so that's good. I didn't hear from my dad since till I was like 12, and I remember crying on the phone I didn't realize how much I was impacted until I heard his voice for the first time, when I was 12 years old. Yeah, I just started crying for some reason, but
Uh,
yeah. So can you ask me the question again? Sorry.
we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what do you think the benefits are of coming from a relationship where you have similar family or cultural backgrounds?
Um, I mean, the benefits, like I said, is possibly less conflict, but I mean, it really depends. Sometimes you could have the same values, but you don't actually stand up to those values. So you have to grow as a person to actually, kind of like practice what you preach, kind of thing. There's a lot of people that, for example, they might say that they're Christian, but they don't really live a Christian
Yeah.
life. Yeah,
Mhm.
so just because somebody has similar values to you or says that they do doesn't mean that they do in practice. And so
Yeah.
yeah, you might meet somebody that's a completely different religion, but that person knows how to treat you better than somebody who's the same religion as you.
Yeah,
So yeah, it really depends. You have to really test somebody before you marry them, because you never
Hmm.
know. Yeah.
Mm,
How you testing someone? What do you mean?
I mean, when I say test somebody, excuse me, I'm recovering from COVID, so I got a lingering cough. But I think you just gotta get to know their character. Make sure you don't marry them right away. Get to know their character. What kind of person are they? Are they a kind person? Are they patient? Or are they long suffering? You know, um, yeah, find out more about their past, their background, all that kind of stuff. Man, make sure you do some deep investigation. You don't have to sound like you're a freaking investigator, but you just make sure you get to know that person very well before you marry them, and yeah, I think you'll have more success than somebody who doesn't ask the right questions.
How
Mm.
soon you married with your wife? How much it took from you to married from dating?
Oh, shoot. Honestly, I say that, but I guess I say that as a warning because I think that we got married pretty fast. So
Fast.
we had to learn it in the fiery furnace. We- yeah,
Hey,
we had some battles
wisdom is
together.
usually hindsight, right? You got to get in this situation and then you look back and you're like, oh, that's how you do it the right way.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. But no, I mean, not she's a good woman and everything. Yeah. But yeah, man. Well, yeah. So that's pretty much it.
no, that's great. That's great. Hey, great woman. Okay, let's keep it going. All right. So she dropped out. Okay, Ira, I'm gonna ask you a question. Okay.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you think that childhood trauma is the biggest threat to relationships?
Threat. Wait, I wrote these questions, but I forgot what is threat.
Like, do you think the biggest challenge to having a successful relationship is the childhood
Uh,
trauma, or do you think it's other things?
can be definitely. But again, depends how a person like survived this trauma and how they deal with it during the life. Most often you're repeating your trauma in relationship all the time, so it's important to be aware of like Kappa said, like right about the past of the person and be careful to their past. As Shield said, like don't blame person for some things in the past and everything like that, and just try to understand and listen. But yeah, I don't think trauma help in relationships. To be honest, it's mostly yeah ruin this. I can hear you. We can't. You muted yourself.
Oh yeah, but do you think it's the biggest one, or do you think there's other issues like social pressure or dating apps ruining, relationships? Like, what do you think
No, I
people?
think trauma is probably the biggest, yes. And guys, when you talk about, this cultural background, I'm so related to it because, that I'm from Russia. I left because of war, and now I'm living here. Like I have problems with documents and the whole politician background. Like it's a lot of stuff, right? So I thought about like, can I be with person who didn't survive all of this, who don't have this background, who don't like even have idea of what I will be talking with them, like what I will explain to them. They don't know how is it. And I realized like it's more important to have person who have like the same values, that the same life experience, so we can be different from different cultures, right, but with the same values. As Kappa said, like if you're Christian, doesn't matter that you like actually understand what this religion about and what is the values of this religion, something like this. So I believe like values is more important than cultural and yeah, your background.
Can
This
I,
one.
can I tell you guys a funny story that related to cultural background? So I was dating a girl who was from an ex-Soviet country, and she would say how when she was in middle school, she would like learn how to put together AK-47s,
Mhm.
And for the first like couple of years, she would say it randomly, and I would always laugh. And then finally, it hit me. I'm like, "Wait, are you serious?" Like, because I thought she was making like a Soviet joke. And she's like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm serious. There were like soldiers on the rooftop when I was going to school, and we had to learn how to put together Kalashnikovs and like throw fake grenades. Like they're doing drills to like throw fake grenades in case they have to go to war." And I was just like, that was the moment I realized, like, oh, like our childhood memories like of what's normal is just like on completely different levels, what I
Yeah,
mean? So, uh,
100%. Yeah.
yeah, so that was an interesting wake up call. Okay, so we got Shills back. That was really hilarious too, but you should have seen my face when I realized she wasn't joking. But So okay, let's go into the actually since we're
Sorry,
getting.
guys.
What were you saying?
I got rugged. I'm so sorry. I just now came back. I
No, it's
apologize.
good. It's good. We almost asked
We're
you
almost
every
done anyways.
question.
We'll go to the. You want to just go to the next round?
Just the final one where we asking, yeah,
The
everyone.
emotional lightning
Yeah,
confessions.
yeah.
Oh
Okay,
boy.
here we go. This is the lightning round as we close out. It's been a great
Just
conversation. Just flew by.
yeah.
I really
Just
appreciate you guys. Actually, I think the last two rounds are both deep, so we'll pick from them. But all right. So let's say with chills. Okay, if you could say one completely honest thing to your parents, what would it be?
Wow. Can it be one to each?
Yeah,
Like,
one to each.
okay, because I wouldn't say the same thing to both of them. Um, to
Get
my
it?
mom, I would say that I hate that your illness was a crutch for you not to be a better mother. And to my dad, I would say I'll never understand why you had to walk away when you did, but I'll always be thankful that you came back at the end and that we had the time we did before you died.
mm,
Beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much for that. Um, okay, let's say capo. Uh, the main lesson about love you have learned from your family is the family
mm.
that you have with your wife and your children. What's the main lesson on love that you've learned?
Mm, um, I mean, I think love is man. Yeah, I would say that it goes to a song that I really like. I'm just gonna give you all the name of it, so maybe you can check it out later. But it's called "Love's Not" by Man Child, Mars Ill. Love's Not. It's a really dope rap song. And it's not like a traditional rap beat or whatever. But anyways, yeah, love is more than a feeling. You know, love is action. You know, and so, yeah, sometimes you might not feel um, you might not feel what you felt before, but you gotta act. You gotta love that person no matter what they no matter their flaws, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they might look I mean, I'm saying like once you let what happens to them, I mean, what happens if they for example, if they end up in a wheelchair, are you still gonna love them? You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
when you get old and wrinkly, are you still gonna love them? And so that's the thing. Love is more than a feeling. It's action, and it's patient, it's kind. It does not envy or boast. It's not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It's not selfish, right? It's sacrificial. And so, yeah, man, when you talk about the definition of love, it's much more than just that feeling, and that's something that I had to put into practice, and it's something that I still have to fight to do every day. Love is also a decision. You got to decide every day, that you're gonna love that person.
Mm.
Oh my God, such a brilliant words.
Oh
Really.
man, as you were saying that last bit, I was just hearing like same love, when it's like love is patient, love is kind, and it's going over. But yeah, no,
That's
that was beautiful,
beautiful.
man.
Oh yeah, I love that. I'm going to throw it to you now, actually, Mike. So then, what is similarly like since you have your family as well? How has your family structure influenced your relationship?
Um, yeah, it's definitely made me less selfish because obviously I think like most of us probably here, that want to do something in Web3, like A-type personalities, right? So it's like an attack on your schedule or what something that you're passionate about. Almost it's like you take it very personally, right? But I have to budget my time with them. I have to be less selfish, and it's just made me realize, what is really important because obviously what we do here, you know, our passions are important. What we work on is important, but uh, you know, I think you're trying to do it all at once, and it's like it's not fair. It's not fair, and like your family, like just to be doing that. So you know, you start your relationship, you start just spending more time. You know, time is finite, so you start spending more time on like what's important, and you know what makes the most impact that day, because you've got to share your time with them, you know. You know, it's still, I'm really bad with it, you know. We're talking and I still got like all things on like Web3 on everything we're building. It's just in the back of the head, you know. I make joke posts all the time. I am pretty good at just, I'm like nodding dog, like, you know, and I'm thinking of I'm thinking about like my coin and the NFTs and like what we're gonna do next and things like that.
Yeah.
But you know, I am getting better with it. I am getting better, just to be more present, trying to be more present, because time just goes. And like, it's like when you're looking back at photos and you're like, holy shit, I wasn't present through this, and like, look how beautiful he looks, and like, look how much fun it looks like we're having. And now just trying to breathe through it, you know, just trying to be mindful, you know, so I don't miss so much of him growing up now.
Well said. Well said. Okay, and Ira, you have a question too coming at you.
Let's go.
So then, I'll let you choose. Okay. So you could choose between, if you could rewrite your parents' love story, what would change, or what is the most important conversation you've had with your.
Oh my God, I wanted to ask you about that important conversation. Oh, I had feeling you will ask me about that. I need to ask you about that.
That's
Okay, then
funny.
I'll answer
We
about
could both answer it. We could both answer it. Yeah.
about parents. Like basically, I would like better prefer. So my mom would build her career, and because she wanted to be work on television and everything, and I think she needed to realize her dream instead of falling in relationship that ruined her psyche. And like it's basically like it was very early for me in her life, which not good for a woman. And I think like women need to like wait until they will grow up, until they will find their career and everything to have kids. And that's what I wish to my mom. And yeah, but that's it.
Nice. Nice. That's sweet. Actually, I had a similar thing for my mom too, if I could go back.
Mm.
Um, okay, so
So you answering question, the most important conversation you had with your parents.
actually it was funny. It was actually a conversation I had with my dad when I was like in middle school or towards high school, and you know, they weren't getting along, and so I asked my dad. I was like, "Well, if you guys are so incompatible, why did you get married?" And he said, "Well, at the time, I thought all women were the same." And I was like, even as a kid, I was like, that sounds really wrong. I was like, it's like a very old school way to think about it, right? Like,
A lot of men think like this even now, you know, they don't understand you as a person. They're like, oh, woman, you like this. And I'm like,
so, but that was actually a really huge lesson for me, because it did make me realize about the lesson of compatibility, that actually
"Mhm,
everybody's not the same, and that you have to find somebody you can share with, that you could conversate with, that they understand you when you're going through pain, that they understand your pain, or they can empathize with it. You know, I think those things are
yeah,
really, really important. So that was that was an unintentional enlightenment that I got in that moment. So yeah, that's probably my answer. Um,
we asked Shields, right? Or not?
we did, yeah.
Okay.
Zeus is some good comments. Love is an action, of course, over time. I like that. It shows, like, you know, it's kind of like Kappa said, you got to choose every day, and over time you keep choosing, and that ends up becoming the results, I think, of the relationship, and that's a really important lesson. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
guys.
mhm,
With
Uh,
discernment, of course, right?
of course, yeah.
yeah. Because sometimes, if it ain't gonna work, it just ain't gonna work. But yeah, you gotta fight sometimes, you know.
Oh my God, amazing conversation today. I really think that we didn't ask you every question because we're always preparing too much. And I think we need to make this family round once again. And it was an amazing conversation, with you guys. We'll be happy to see you in next episodes. Like if you want to jump in, you always can just write to us. We're doing it every Friday at the same time. And yeah, it was a great conversation. What else I wanted to say? Wait, yeah, I wanted to show you once again that you can use Eva. You can wait, where is it? Yeah, you
So
can stay.
Eva, oh, thank you for sharing. Sponsored by Eva. Go get that life changing token. I'm kidding. The cool thing about Eva is that the transcripts from the shows we're going to be feeding into her database so that she could actually make more analysis from it, and then actually we're very close to having a 3D model version of her so she could start joining the live streams, and in the future she'll be like an actual guest and host of it. So for now it's been great. The whole purpose of this, by the way, is just to learn what it means to be human, and that's the purpose of Eva and the protocol, and the purpose of the show is to have, like we just had, like really honest, deep human conversations, and try to put the humanity into AI eventually. That's what we're trying to do. So yeah, but I
Yeah,
appreciate you guys. And I guess I would love, just before, as we exit, like just from the group here, the special guests, like where can people follow you? What's next for you? Feel free to shill your project before we go. So I don't know,
yeah,
Capo, if you want to go first.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's definitely comment on the. I would recommend commenting on the live stream post. That way, everybody can follow each other. This is a great time that we spent together, gotten to know each other. Yeah, I'd love to follow you guys. And yeah, as far as what's next, I mean, we got an upgrade to our collection coming up. So
mhm,
what we have now is not what we're gonna have in the future. But again, the PFPs are not going to change. But we're gonna be building skyscrapers instead of building new neighborhoods. We're gonna be building skyscrapers on building on top of on the city that we established. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. And if you want to cop a Monos, just go to Ape Chain, and I believe we're on the number 2, number 3 spot or something like that.
yeah.
So yeah, check us out.
Let's go, let's go. I love your art project and super, yeah, happy to see you here with us. And yeah, I can't wait for female part of the collection when you will show
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh, we got something special for what's coming. We have something special. Lewis already leaked some of the art, but yeah, I mean, honestly, there's ways for us to even collaborate with other IPs like One Force and all that stuff. So I mean, I look forward to reaching out at the appropriate time. Yeah, because there's a lot of flexibility in the universe of Monos because of the metaverse that's in the story.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to collaborate with each other. You're all great builders, Shields, Mike, Kappa, Star-Lord. You just, make calls with each other and think how you can collaborate. That's what I recommend to you. Okay, Mike, passing mic to you.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for having me, guys. Like, yeah, that was different to what I'm used to. So, it's good getting out of my own comfort zone. It's been a long time since I sort of I've even been like vaping weed, and I had a couple of hits here and this, like, because it's all out of my comfort zone, and it was fun. Like, yeah, I was pretty uncomfortable, but it was good. Yeah, so DGen Mike on X, dedicated DGen, dedicated _DGen, I think. And yeah, no, I just continue building Wifey. Is a meme coin on Solana. We're just over halfway minted out on the pixel wifeys, which were drawn by Strawberry. She's a great pixel artist on X. And yeah, just keep building on that. There's always more and more collabs, but I don't want to just keep bouncing around too much. Just yeah, focus on one thing at a time, and yeah, just keep building the token, the community holders, and just keep rewarding them as best they can. Got to add value, right? And yeah, just keep with the collabs. I'm excited to see where it's all going. You know, yeah, we've been cooking for a while, so I think the real work's in the ball, in the bear, sorry, right? And it'll be good to see some rewards for the community once the ball run really hits. You know.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah. Thank you so much for your take. And yeah, definitely Mike is a person who care about community. So follow his project, follow him, and don't hesitate to DM for collaboration somehow like that, because it's very important to support each other and finding new friends with who you will be happy, not only networking, but also be friends and actually genuinely support each other. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
passing.
now I was just gonna say that sounds super dope, man. It's like because we did have there was a coin that I used to jam with, and then they had like story time, but it was the coin, the AI coin would like read out the story, make it up as they go along. So the fact that you might be having her hosting is that just sounds sick, to be honest. And yeah, I can't wait to see that, and I'm definitely gonna look more into your token, man. And I like to support the real ones, so
Yeah.
actually cooking.
Same here. I'm happy to work with all of you guys. Shils, passing mic to you. Thank you for being with us almost 2 hours. Oh my God, guys, can you imagine? I need to wake up in 3 hours. I go to the hiking or in dungeons.
Oh, wow. Well, I'll make it super speedy because I have a lot of things in flight, so I don't need to rattle them all off. But I am just continuing to build out my brand, my name, to work with artists and builders and founders to help them scale, help them with their brands, help artists get collectors, help collectors find art. I'm working behind the scenes with a lot of different groups of people, doing interviews for my What's in It for We theory. And really, more than anything, I want to eventually start getting stuff for that published and out the door.
Yes, and thank you for your big impact on the culture. I really appreciate people who care about the culture, not only about yaps, not only about like I don't know, kite leaderboards and something like that,
I
but
don't
who
do any of that
actually
stuff. I
care.
don't have the energy, honestly. I love people who do. I think it's great. I think it
Yeah.
can also be bad, but I think that it more than anything is cool. I think that watching
Mhm.
this revolutionary culture unfold with InfoFi is really interesting, but I just personally don't have time or energy to do that. So
Yeah, I agree with you. So, anyway, I super appreciate you and happy to have you in my life. Thank you so much, Good Vibes Club, that we found each other. And yeah, Star Lordy, I'm passing mic to you then.
That's amazing. No, that was it. I really appreciate it. You're the best host. Thank you for doing all this and keeping us lively and on our toes. So, again, guests, super grateful to you guys. Welcome anytime in the future. So, I think we
Yeah,
said good
amazing.
stuff.
Yes, agree. Okay,
Yeah,
guys,
thanks for
and
having me. I really appreciate that.
the best that we have here today is audience and you guys. Thank you so much for watching us. Thank you so much for supporting the live stream. Thank you for reposting. Thank you for all your activity and interest. And thank you, special thank you if like when you participate in conversation, when you leave the comment, it's super like I can't even imagine how like explain sorry how it's important for us to read your feedback, and everything that we are doing basically we're doing for you guys, so you could receive something from it, so knowledges or just entertainment. So any your feedback is very welcome. You can DM us any moment, again, about collaboration, about feedback about the show, everything. Like, we're starting to build, we're only on the fourth episode, and don't be shy to be part of it. Okay, so thank you so much and have an amazing weekend with dates or without. Yeah, have fun. Enjoy your time and see you